welcome back to London.
Thank you.
And this time in the guise of a superhero.
Yes.
Which has hitherto eluded you so far. So now the spandex?
Obviously.
Right.
Well, I only have so much time before the spandex becomes a little. So I'm right on the edge. So I decided I'd throw them on.
This is the first
The
time.
last hurrah, so to speak. Yeah.
Before you need something with a bit more give in it. Right.
Yes.
I must admit, I do love Mysterio's helmet, which is effectively a goldfish bowl.
Yes.
Because it's probably the only thing I could possibly get away with because I have this enormous head, you
Well,
see.
same. I empathize. Same.
Yeah, right. So
I mean, there's a lot of criticism about the fishbowl, but it's pretty incredible in the movie. They do a pretty good job of it in the movie, and I actually think it looks weirdly cool.
it does.
Yeah. So, for those of you with large heads, know that there's hope.
Grab a fishbowl and wear it on public transport.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't try it at home. It is genuinely lovely to see you again. It's a fantastic caper. Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Thank you so much.
There's only so much for those people who aren't across the comics that we can actually give away about
Yes.
Mysterio, but
Yes.
let's just say he's a man of many depths.
He
and
is.
a mentor figure, if you like,
Yeah.
for Spidey.
Yes.
Now that Iron Man has gone.
Yes. Yeah, he is. He's a really interesting character, which I loved. I loved the idea of, that kind of complication. And so I kind of adore him as a character, honestly.
You got a trip around Europe, I'm assuming, as well.
I did. Yes, I did. I learned how to fly.
Which is no bad thing.
Yep. And I learned how to shoot green lasers out of my hands. And there are a lot of additive things to being in the Marvel Universe that I never thought.
Did it come with its challenges, though?
Well, it's not easy to fly.
No.
And it took me about a year and a half to learn how to do that. So it's pure devotion. No, I mean, it's a huge world. And I was afraid before I got into it, would I be able to create any subtlety in a character? That was so Shakespearean, And what I was delighted to learn was that John Watts, who directed the movie, because the first one is so successful, because the behavior in it is real, in this enormous world, there's still real human stuff, and the scenes are real scenes. And so what I was afraid of didn't come to pass. We worked on the scenes as if I had in every other movie I've ever made. And the character was very important to the director and to the producers too, and we honed it and we worked on it and it changed. It was intimidating to walk into some of these scenes. A lot of the actors in the movies had already done a few of these movies. You walk into a scene with Sam Jackson and with Tom Holland, and they've already made 5 to 15 of these movies already. So they're kind of walking on, and to me, I was like a total newbie.
Were they like, don't worry about it, they'll put that in later. Just sit down.
Absolutely.
Right.
Every single thing. I'd be like, oh, we're done? They're like, it's fine, we'll put it in later. But are you sure? I didn't say,
Just give a little bit more with the eyes.
Yeah.
We'll do the rest. Don't worry about
Basically,
it.
yeah. So, that was it was a really interesting process. But the thing I love is that I've been able to make so many different kinds of movies. And this is another totally different take on the process of making movies and acting in movies, and it was a joy.
It's a lovely relationship you have, actually. We mentioned the word mentor, but he's very much an uncle figure, Beck to Spidey.
Yes.
Tom Holland and you, I mean, it's a word much bandied around, but how do you know when that chemistry is going to work, when you meet a fellow turn and then suddenly it becomes this bromance that we all read about?
I mean, it's straight romance. Let's be honest. It's not even a bromance. It's straight romance. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just tired of.
It's just got a little bit hot.
Yeah,
here.
there you go.
Tom's a delight, though. I've met him many times. He's an absolute treasure.
He is. He's a lovely, humble, eager, profoundly physical actor who is very aware of his strengths, but also desperate to learn. And I adore him because of that. And I learned so much from him and was able to impart things to him that he was eager to learn. And I just love actors like that, no matter what their age is. I hope to try and be an actor like that always. I mean, that's what makes acting great, and we just enjoy each other, there are certain friendships that are easy. There's certain people you meet that are easy. And in every press junket like this, it's always very easy.
Lit the room up.
It is.
It's
on fire.
I have spandex in there.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher. I don't know what you call it here, but it's called a fire extinguisher where I come
It's
from.
called a fire extinguisher.
Get a fire extinguisher and get it ready and have it on hand, because this is a hot relationship too. But I just really I hate it. I hate it when actors talk about how much they love working with each other. But and then they walk out of the room and they're steely. But I really do adore the kid, and he's not a kid. He's a man, and I really do. He's fantastic.
I can only imagine the eye roll when you leave here today.
Oh my God! Well, he pees lemonade and he poops rainbows. Do you know that about him?
Yeah,
I mean, he is
yes.
legitimately. There's literally nobody better that I've ever worked with until the next press junket I do, and I'm talking about the other actor that I worked with. There's nobody better.
Exactly. It is a joy to see you again. I'd forgotten actually that twinkle. You hypnotize people when you chat to them. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Yes. This is a superpower.
My truth makes the British uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable there.
No.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good.
Did it?
I
fought fairies.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh my God! I've been meeting. I've heard a lot about you. My God.
You have done some extraordinary roles. It goes without saying. Great roster of names that you've worked with. I've had.
They're all great. Every single one of them.
I've had the odd cameo role in various soap operas. I was in Absolutely Fabulous, the movie.
Yes.
Having met me now for the second time, Jake, and I'm sure
No.
the first time is indelibly inked on your brain. What one of your movies, for example, would you cast me in? Do you think, or a role that perhaps you've played that you would put me in?
Like one role I played, or like a co-star, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, or a co-star. I mean, you've gathered I bring a lot to the table. Not a lot of depth.
What?
But depth.
Absolutely, I completely disagree.
Really?
Yes. You're one of the deepest people I've ever met.
I'll let you ponder that question, but in the meantime...
I'm just waiting for you to fart.
So, Jake, theatre, your first love. We've talked
Yes.
about this before, but we have some exciting news. For people on both sides of the pond,
Yes.
first up, Broadway beckons again.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it's a show called Seawall, A Life. They're two different stories, separate stories. One's called Seawall, that Tom Sturge, fantastic British actor, does. And then another one called A Life, which is the other story that I tell. And they're two separate stories, but we kind of interweave them. And it's a night about interaction with the audience. So we speak to the audience, and they sort of speak back to us in a lot of different ways. And it's about new fathers and their relationship with their families, and they go back into their memories of their own families and take you through all the big questions, love and loss and the mess of life and the comedy of life. And it's one of the most special theatrical experiences I've ever been a part of, and I would say my career, one of the best things I've ever been a part of.
You're no stranger to the West End, of course. Am I right that you made your West End debut actually before your Broadway debut?
I did, yeah.
And you're coming home
Yes.
next
I
year,
like that.
but you're coming back to the West End,
Yeah.
which I know a lot of actors always mention it, that especially you know American actors, they say, "Oh, the West End is the dream," and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're coming back. You can announce it to me right here, right now, and tell me where you.
Yes,
heading to?
we're coming to the West End, to the Savoy Theatre, doing Sunday in the Park with George, where we did it on Broadway, and we're bringing it to the West End, and we'll be here next summer, 2020.
Have you had a chance to ponder that?
I have. I've thought about it. Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, which is the one we wanted.
Yes.
You're an absolute legend, Jake. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back, mate.
It's nice to talk to you always, despite whatever just happened. So thank you for that. Good morning, Britain.
Good morning, Britain.